Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Ruck'n Maul. I'm Brittany Mitchell and I'm joined by Scrum's favourite journalist, Growden. It was a bit of a disappointing weekend from the Wallabies, but the referees were much improved. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts first up, Brittany. Welcome to the show. It's great to see you. You really improved the appearance of this show. And also, read the referees, you are right. The first round, they completely dominated that round and it became the main focal point. This week, the referees were a little bit more standoffish, particularly in the first game between the All Blacks and the Springboks, and we had a tremendous encounter. Great football and a real traditional battle between the real power brokers of the game. The next game between the Pumas and the Wallabies wasn't as good a standard, but there was only the occasional finicky refereeing decision, so we discovered how good the teams are. So let's hope this continues. Let's hope the referees just walk away a little bit and let the game flow.
So after just scraping away with that win, what does it mean for the Wallabies heading on tour?
Well, there's still a lot of doubts about this team. They are winning. You know, the point is their recent record is very good, but the problem is the standard of football is fluctuating. My major concern is the team still struggles to actually look like a team. They look a little bit uncomfortable with each other. Whether it's the tactics or whether they haven't had enough time together, I don't know. But still, it's a bit fragmented. There's a lot of one-out play. You've got guys doing things and suddenly thinking, oh, where's everyone? And that's got to change. And also the basic skill level is a worry. Good thing was the discipline was a lot better this week. There wasn't as many silly penalties, but the problem was they had a lot of possession. They wasted it through simple errors and poor skills.
So the crowd figures at the Gold Coast were pretty abysmal. Only about 14,000 fans turned up. What does that mean for the ARU?
It means that they're going to be very worried. That was the worst crowd in about 15, 16 years, and it shows that the support base of the Wallabies is diminishing. And in that case, they've got to start going back to where their strengths are. They've got to have those types of tests in Sydney. Here we are, we're outside Allianz Stadium here. That game on Saturday night in the Gold Coast would have been perfect. Saturday afternoon there. They would have got 40,000 there on a Saturday afternoon, or played more games in Brisbane, because it did not look good. 14,000, it looked like about 2,000 on TV. And at a time when you can click the channel and put on an AFL game which has got 80,000 there, it just is not a good advertisement for the code. So the RU have just got to come back a little bit for a while and start putting those games in the power bases.
So the Wallabies are about to head on tour, South Africa and Argentina. The travel between South Africa and Argentina, it's pretty horrible. And the Wallabies don't have a team manager. What's going to happen?
I can vouch that it's a shocking trip. I remember I was on it 2 years ago. We actually had to bribe people at Joburg Airport to get on the plane. So it's a really tough trip, very demanding, a lot of hours, a lot of changeovers. And in Argentina, often anything goes. So, and the thing is that the Wallabies have cut back on the number of personnel with the team, and this is going to really test them, particularly if something goes wrong. So on top of the difficulties of playing South Africa and Pumas away, you've got all the logistical problems, and you've got to seriously hope it all works out well, because if they haven't got people there on the ground who know what's going on, it can really be a fiasco. So for Australia to achieve 2 wins on the road is great. 1 win on the road is great, and 0 out of 2 is highly likely, because it's tough. That is a really tough road trip.
Should be an interesting 2 weeks.
It will be.
So there's a lot of rumours coming out from SANZAAR about 2016 and Super Rugby, in the expanded Super Rugby. They've come out and said that they're looking at a decision review system that's used quite similar to the cricket style. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's got merit. It really needs, it's got to be fine-tuned and worked out how many times a team can actually review a decision. But I think after what we saw a week or two ago, where you saw both the Springboks and the Argentinas got dudded by bad decisions, I think it's a good idea. It's got to be fine-tuned. They've also got to decide who decides, the captain or the coach. But at least shows that SANZAAR realise there's a problem with their referees, which is hallelujah. Hallelujah. The last going to try to do something about it.
That's all the time we have for Ruck'n Maul this week. Make sure to tune in next week.